Okay, hey guys, it's a little topic I want to go over, and you don't hear about it too much because a lot of people take it for granted, and it's really not too difficult to do, but you still see people when they step on stage messing it up. And I'm actually not talking about posing. I'm actually talking about tanning and the appearance of their skin. It's come a long way, since I ever first started competing. Worth doing, and I used the Pro Tan, and even before that, I have no idea. But it was, from the layers starting like on a Wednesday and layering it up and showering and this and that and the time and making sure you have someone to help you, do your back. Back then that was my mother, and uh, but now, there's spray tanning, and a lot of you know that. And just like anything else, if the person has a good reputation, I always say it's the way to go because it's one less thing you have to worry about. You can compare cost, and still there's a lot of great products that you can apply yourself. Jantana is one of them. They have the self applications. But still, you got to spend the time to do a few coats the day before, be responsible for it. So it can be a little bit of hassle. And I just think if the spray tanner, even no matter what product they're using, if their reputation is good, it's really the way to go because it's one less thing you have to worry about that week. And as we know, it's a very stressful week. And if we can eliminate some of the process and some of the stress, hey, trust it into a professional to make sure your color is spot on. Often, every single show I've had great spray tanners. I'm being totally truthful there. I've had no complaints. So that, as a promoter, that makes me happy only because I want my clients, competitors to be happy. So the one issue that I've fallen into is that seeing sometimes people will get sprayed, but not that by the contest spray tanner. And that's fine if you want to try to save some money, but you know what? You don't have that person taking care of you the day of. That's the pampering, making sure you're touched up, making sure your color's spot on, getting glazed or putting whatever on your body. So, these are things that you want to take in consideration when you want to think about going to a less expensive route. And just like I said, you got to do your research. You got to look at the past shows the person has done. You got to look, question them if it's the color right for you. Because, there's all sorts of formulas, and I like most of them. Some of them have different shades, but you want to make sure you nail it down. And the point that I'm getting to, I didn't want to get too much into like spray tanning and this and that. But the point is, don't neglect it. You work so hard. And this is just, this parallels posing. You worked really hard. Even if your posing's dead on, well, guess what? The color, you want a decent color. You want to have those shadows. It's only going to make you look better with a proper tan. It's just going to make everything pop that much more under the lights, only because those lights are usually super bright, and I've seen great physiques just get washed out. It's avoidable. You don't have to. It's something that should never happen. If you take it in your own hands, do your own applying, fine. Spray tanner, fine. But don't think that you're dark enough. You're never dark enough. And that also parallels with a lot of guys. If you're feeling super lean, well, maybe you could be a little bit leaner. Same thing with the color. You want to be dark. But you know what? I've seen men and women apply this black stuff to their skin, and they look ridiculous, and it can actually cover you up. I've seen that also. So again, you got to do your research. People ask me about Dream Tan. I personally have never used it. I've seen it look great as often as I've seen it being a mess. There's a technique, slapping it on your skin, making sure it's sleeping on. I don't know too much about it. If you're comfortable with doing that, great, but it doesn't really dry that much. And I've seen just as many boo-boos as it looking good. So that's a little bit riskier. That's something that definitely you want to give a trial run. So the point of this short little video is don't wait till the last minute to figure out what tanning method you're going to use. You know, if you're going to do it yourself, maybe do a trial run, okay, beforehand. If you're going to hire someone for a show, question them. You know, like I encourage competitors to question promoters or coaches, question them, pick their brain, and a good spray tanner will give you the information on how to prep the skin and what not to do, what to do, and everything, and they'll take care of you. All right, so if any questions about anything, just hit me up. Thanks, guys.